In this surgery of a phacoemulsification attempted on an intumescent cataract, I am going to basically show how I manage the Argentinian flag sign. Initially, all was looking well. I started off with my 2.8 millimeter incision as usual. And followed it up with 2 side port incisions on either side. After this, I went ahead and stained the anterior capsule with trypan blue under an air bubble, and I expressed both the air bubble and the trypan blue with HPMC. Now look what happens when I attempt to make the rhexis. Here, I have punctured the capsule. There is no egress of the fluid, and hence I became confident to go ahead with my rhexis. But although I did not migrate much toward the zonular area, I did migrate towards the mid-periphery, and that was enough for the Argentinian flag sign to occur. Rather than panicking, I went ahead, I took my Vanas and made one nick on one limb of the tear and another nick on the other limb. This is a vertically oriented tear. I am not, please note, neither am I hydrodissecting further, nor am I aspirating any fluid from the intralenticular portion. I just take my Euthyrata perceps and I make a crude rhexis on one limb of the tear and put in some HPMC to again pressurize the chamber and repeat the same on the other limb. I am not aspirating any of the cortex. I then take 2 Sinskey hooks or dialers and hook one pole of the nucleus and rotate it out and prolapse the nucleus into the anterior chamber completely. The rationale behind this is performing intralenticular phacoemulsification in a nucleus wherein there is a vertical tear across the entire length of the capsule is not a good idea. So I think it is much safer to do it supracapsularly. However, look at the precautions that I am taking here. First, I am facing the bevel downwards. I only engage phaco when I am well within the lenticular matter, and with the phaco needle turned downwards, I always am pushing the nucleus down into the posterior chamber. Just watch that step. I am not bringing it up, I am taking it down. And the other important thing that I am doing here is I am not trying to do any chopping maneuvers. Doing chopping maneuvers, doing these sort of maneuvers supracapsularly is always detrimental to the endothelium. The nucleus is not that dense, and with some patients I am debulking it slowly but surely. And you can see it's well within the posterior chamber. This is absolutely safe method. One, if you want to be even more careful, you can always push in a hydrophilic lens behind as a scaffold. However, there was no need for that. This is a completely, most of the important parts are completely unnarrated. And once I have finished the phaco of the nucleus, I go with my bimanual. Careful to go to exert caution at the areas of the tear and slowly remove all the cortical material. The step is pretty safe. I don't think this tear is going to run away posteriorly. Just switch your hands and do the other side as well. As long as you take off all the superior cortex, I think you'll be fine. Down there you can see some whitish stuff, that is more of a reflex. There may be a little bit of cortex, it doesn't matter. And since I have decided to put in a 3-piece foldable lens, I am trying to orient these haptics away from the axis of the tear. These lenses are difficult to control, so it's better to inject them first well into the anterior chamber and then manipulate them. So I'm making sure my haptics are in the sulcus. The optic can go into the bag, that's better, but the haptics are well in the sulcus. You can see the flaps over the optic, that's fine. Just the trailing haptic, making sure it is placed well within the sulcus. Once done, the other steps are pretty simple. I go ahead, remove the HPMC and put in my intraocular antibiotic. And hydrate the wounds. Thank you.